Props. Week 11. We're here already. Tyler, it's flying by, buddy. It always does. But here we are, well past the halfway point of the season. We started tracking our players 3 weeks ago. I had a horrible Thursday night last week. Got back to about a unit and a half down for the weekend. So I made a little bit, and I'm sitting right around even money, maybe plus like a couple of tenths of a unit at this point. But we're in the black, right? That's good. And last week, you went 2 for 2 and got right back to where that is. So let's get over the hump this week, my friend. How's it going?
Good. I mean, it's a good week. I think we found some winners last week. Darius Slayton treated us well before his hammy started to act up. So it was nice to get him to up to 89. Outside of that, I mean, ready to go for this week. I think I found us some more winners. I know the one's a hold your nose play, but I think we're going to get it.
There's nothing better than getting a DM on Discord from Tyler 5 minutes into a game because I know we had a bet. That's why, because I know we had a bet. The Slayton call was a great call last week. I'm going to go back to a guy that I went to last week. You're going to go against the guy that I have been going with, and I'm not going with this week. And then we got that miserable Thursday night game that we'll do at the end. But let's get it going, buddy. I know the Seahawks, this team's playing really good football. There's a few of our guys here that think they're the best team out there. I think the Rams are the best team in the NFL as it stands right now. Let me just throw this out to you before we get into this bet. Who's best team in the NFL right now at this second?
Brother Rams.
I think it's the Rams too. I think before the season's done, we'll be talking about the Chiefs again. But I think the Rams, the Seahawks have to be in the conversation, no doubt. You know, the Chiefs are up there, the Lions, the Eagles. You know, these teams, the Eagles aren't playing as well as they did last year, but they're still a damn good football team. But to me, it's the Rams and the Seahawks 1-2 at this point. And I can't believe I'm saying that. You know, the Ravens are playing catch up. They're going to get in. They're probably going to win the division. They start at 1-5. They're probably going to win the division. So maybe their best football is still to come. Their defense is a disaster. Same thing with Buffalo. Their defense is a disaster. And there you go in the AFC. We got Drake May, possibly the MVP. Patriots playing well. But I'll tell you this much, man. Watch out for them Chiefs. They're coming back. My Broncos. Now, they beat the Chiefs. They beat the Chiefs this weekend.
Still a
fraud. Then I'll take them seriously.
Still a fraud.
Even if they beat the Chiefs?
All I was thinking last Thursday was watching that game was the show we did, and you said that PFF had him ranked as the worst quarterback in the league.
He was.
And boy, were they right about that on Thursday night.
He was bad, man. He was really, really bad. Let's get into what I think is the game of the weekend, though. Some will say the Eagles-Lions. I think it's the Seahawks and the Rams. And I know you got to play on our favorite explosive receiver in the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, JSN's been crushing it all year. I think last week was his 1 week under 100. Kind of can give that for the concussion where he had to go out and come back in. Probably didn't help they were up 35-0 in the blink of an eye either. So now they're going to be in a tough game. This is also the team that beat Sam Darnold twice last year. This is kind of his boogeyman when he was in the Vikings. They know how to beat him, Holden. You put pressure on him, and it'll crack him. I think they're going to go right back to that. They know what to do. And Seattle's offensive line hasn't really been tested. It's been playing a lot of bad teams, and they've just been able to run up the score. What happens when there's some pushback on the other side and they're pressuring Darnold? I think that offense might hit a little bit of a wall. They've been the hammer the entire time. Let's see them be the nail for a minute. And I'm very interested to see that. So I'm going to take a shot. He's already lined at 101.5. Give me the under on JSN. I think they look to bracket him. I think they pressure Darnold, and they start to stifle that offense. And Stafford knows how to kill the clock, too. So I'm going to take a shot here. Give me the under on JSN.
That's interesting because I look at Sam Darnold and his career, and he has been really bad against pressure until 2025. And he's excelling against it a little bit. He's averaging, he's got a 71% completion percentage. He's going up against this pressure, and for whatever reason, he's learned how to manage it better. Now, maybe you're right. Maybe it is the boogeyman for him. I don't think so.
Listen to the teams he's put. They put
okay,
pressure on
go
him.
for it.
He played Arizona week 1, 44-22.
Uh-huh.
You played Washington. Their defense is non-existent.
Uh-huh.
Houston's the one defense I could say they probably put pressure on him, and he was able to get 27-19. But there's no offense on the other side, so he got as many cracks at it as he wanted. Jacksonville's defense isn't all that good. Tennessee, no. Arizona or Tampa Bay, no. Arizona, no. The Saints, no. The Steelers, no. And San Francisco, no. What good defense has he played yet?
Well, good. Like Bruce Willis's dad in Pulp Fiction. I'm going to put this in his ass. All right. I'm going to put this up your ass. Sam Darnold over his number this week, my friend. Let's go. I'm not really going to do that to you, but Sam Darnold is. So here's Sam Darnold this year. And I think this line's probably 20, 30 yards off. I do think the Rams are the better team. I do think the Seahawks are going to have to play catch up. And when you're making prop bets, you kind of have to look at, what do I think the game script's going to be? But you also just got to go off projections. And this year I've gotten better with projections. And I think it's 20, 30 yards off. I probably should ladder the guy. There's explosive plays all over the place, Tyler. All over the place. JSN. Now you add Shaheed. He could dump it down out of the backfield. His tight ends. Barner's been pretty good this season. So that's just the start. JSN went for 180 against the Rams last year. This dude's unguardable. He really is. And I get your play under a 101.5. I think it's a sharp look. I just ain't betting it because I cannot bet against this guy with an under. There's just a few guys, but the Seahawks have issues running the football. The projections have Darnold in the 290. So really this might be 40 yards off. Is he going to throw a pick because of the pressure? Maybe. Yeah. He had a bad fumble last week too, but they only threw the ball 13 times and the guy's still chucking the ball in the mix to throw 200 yards. So for me this week, an efficient Sam Darnold. Will the pressure bother him sometimes? Probably. But is he still going to throw? Is he still going to be efficient? Is he still going to have JSN? Will Rashid Shaheed be in this offense for second week? Yeah. Sam Darnold over his number. Now, I got in at a really good number. It was 245.5. It was the first number that I was looking for this week when it dropped. So I threw in Sam Darnold over 245.5 minus 111 DK. That'll be the official play. I think 252.5 is fine. You might still find a 248.5. I saw that over at Hard Rock. If anybody has Hard Rock, a 249.5 over at Bet River Sugar House. If you're betting the big books, for the most part, it's going to be 252.5 as we record this. But I know you don't like him this week, but I sure as hell do. Sam Darnold over the number. Number 2 for you.
Yeah, we'll go to my hometown team and the defense that can't stop anybody in the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now Joe Flacco and these guys come to town. And you've seen what they did a couple Thursday nights ago. Well, Jamar Chase caught, 18 balls in that game for almost 200 yards. They heard about it all game, all post game. You got to think it's sell out everything to make sure he doesn't do that again. And T. Higgins has had some good games against his defense before, even when Jamar Chase's went off. I think he had 60 yards in that pass game, even with Jamar catching 18 passes. Set him at 57.5 when he's cleared that number 3 times against the Steelers, and they're going to be really hyper-focused on the other guy. I think we might even see a T. Higgins ladder in this spot, Holden. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets up to 100 in this game. He's done it multiple times against the Steelers defense. He's going to get looks. And we know Flacco's going to air it out, and this defense can't cover anybody, so over 57.5.
Yeah, that line actually moved to 60.5 at most books, but they're hanging a 55.5 minus 15 at BetMGM. So again, the industry, it went up. You got in at a good number. BetMGM decided to slide in there and throw a 55.5 out there, Tyler. So I think we can go with the 55.5. And if you're feeling good at 57.5, then by all means, 55.5 minus 15, 57.5. If that's where you end up getting, it's fine. Would you take this up to 60.5?
Yes.
Ooh.
I think he gets up to 80, maybe even 100. Holden.
He loves this play. I love it when you're that confident. I love it. Hey, smash the like button. We'd really appreciate that. If you check us out at NTH Sports Picks, that's where you're watching it right now. Or if it's a YouTube short, I don't know. NTH Sports Picks. Subscribe. You get notified every time we go on the air. We go on the air for Thursday night football, college football all day on Saturday, all day Sunday, NFL, 1-4 and Sunday night football, and then Monday night football as well. And that's what we got for our football. My second play of the week. I'm going back to him, buddy. Who's the number 1 wide receiver on the Philadelphia Eagles?
DeVonta Smith.
Hell yes, it is. 3rd in the NFL in receiving yards per target. He is a big play machine. He's been one of the best third down receivers in the NFL. So when Hurts needs to complete a pass, that's where he's going. He's going to DeVonta Smith more often than not. You've got a team in the Lions that I think could make this a track meet. A.J. Brown already said to his fantasy owner, he's like, hey, that's it. Get rid of me. It just ain't happening right now. So not only has Smith been great with the volume, he has the 4th highest catch rate in the NFL. Puka, Diggs, Amon-Ra, this guy, DeVonta Smith, and they just don't want to move this number. He's the number 1 out there. He has a catch rate of almost 78%. A.J. Brown is down there at 57%. This is the number 1 option in Philadelphia. I remember everybody poo-pooing me a couple years ago, and I'm saying Smith's going to be a better receiver than A.J. Brown. Oh, no, Brown's bigger, Brown's faster. Dude, Smith is just better. He runs better routes. He's a better receiver. So DeVonta Smith, we were going with his over. Now let me look at the number I posted it at 55.5 at Hard Rock. Most people don't have Hard Rock, so I threw 56.5 in at the chat. And as we record this on Thursday, DeVonta is 56.5. Hard Rock, MGM, Caesars, 57.5 at a couple other places, but I think it's fine even at 57.5. I feel a lot more comfortable at the 55.5. Of course, I think 2 yards can make a difference, but I'll give you 57.5 if that's what you want to take at this point. And if you got Caesars or MGM, it's just 56.5 minus 15, minus 14 at Caesars. So that's the way I'm going. If you're offshore, Bovada has a 56.5 minus 12. DeVonta Smith, bang it, hit the over. Let's go. You got another play?
I'm looking at one right now. What do we think Nico Collins does with Davis Mills under center? He seemed to be getting pelted the last 2 games. 11 targets, 15 targets, 7 catches in both those games, 75 yards the game before that, a $136 this past week. They just announced CJ Stroud's out for the week today.
Yeah.
So it's going to be Davis Mills again against a bad defense. I'm looking to see what he's done against this Titans team. But I think it could be a big spot for Nico Collins. Davis Mills is going to go to his best guy. So he's going to get looks. Their run game is all right, but it's not the best with Woody Marks. They can't just lean on that the entire game. They're going to have to throw the ball. So I'm just debating, do we want to go his yards at 69.5, which he's cleared the last 2 games, or his catches at 5.5 when he's getting double-digit targets and you're getting plus money on the catches?
Pretty good point. I kind of like the catches for him to get 6. That being said, he's such an explosive wide receiver. Why can't he can get 70 yards and a catch?
Yes.
So I think it's an interesting look. Last week I took Schultz with Mills under center, and Schultz got there late. I tend to lean towards Schultz, but I can't fault you for the Nico Collins play just for the fact that he's getting volume. And maybe Davis Mills just knows better than CJ Stroud. Let's just butter the big guy's bread. Let's just go after Nico.
Your main guys.
Yeah, he's your main guy. So I don't mind that look at all. I think Schultz is another guy to look into in that game. You got anything for Thursday Night Football? I got one play.
Yeah, my Thursday night one, I think this game is just going to be a blowout. I think the Patriots just kind of go out there and do their thing. Their run game, it could get going, but Drake May's been airing this ball out and just been putting the ball in the end zone. This is like their first real nationally televised game of the year. He's going to just air it out in this game, I think. 3+ touchdowns at plus 225 when I think they put 30+ on the board. I'm going to take a shot on that. I think he's throwing it. I think you see maybe Hunter Henry get in. Diggs will get one. And maybe the likes of some of these other guys, Kyle Williams, Douglas, Mac Hollins gets that other one for us. But I think he throws 3 touchdowns.
Man, both of my codes, you and Zargo, both took the Diggs touchdown. Why Diggs tonight? Why is Diggs scoring a touchdown?
Booty's still out, right?
Yeah, he's not coming back.
Douglas is kind of like a big play or bust guy. He doesn't really do much.
Yeah.
Diggs can win those routes down in the red zone like you've seen last week when they scored their first touchdown. He'll run those little out routes, and they'll give him chances in the corner of the end zones. And it's just one of them things like short yardage spots down in that red zone. They don't, like if Ramondre's out, they don't really have a bulldozer to push forward. So you kind of have to throw it, and he can win in those short yardage routes. So I think it's a good spot for him.
Yeah.
Who's covering him too?
He's got the second shortest odds to score a touchdown. That's fascinating to me.
He scored, what, 3 in a row?
He's scoring, man. All right, I'm putting the bet in. As a matter of fact, I'm going to make that with the jackpot. Now, I'm probably going to be splitting it with a lot of people because he's going to be a very popular play here, and I like to play somebody else on the jackpot with FanDuel, but I'm going to shop around a little bit and look into that more. But I think I got to bet it now. You guys are just, everybody's hammering it. The sharp guys, you, Zargo, this seems to me like it's got to be a spot where I got to tell you guys. Let me see here. 135, 140 plus 140 or so. Okay, I'm in.
These touchdown odds, they know this team's scoring 30. Even Mac Hollins is only plus 250.
They know this team's scoring 30. The total keeps coming down. It's down to 43.5 now. I think it drops as we get closer to game time as well. This is ugly, dude. There's going to be an ugly game, but it could still be an ugly game and the Patriots score 28 points, right? Now, here was the other thing. I bet Justin Fields under 181.5 last week. The guy had 5 passing yards at halftime. He's
got to be the worst to ever do it, right?
No, there's worse. We can go.
He can't throw the football.
He's had games this year where he's actually had good games. He's just bad. There's no question he's bad. Like, for him to get 100 yards is a lot.
We need a scientific experiment in a 30 for 30 documentary on how that wide receiver room at Ohio State got 2 guys drafted in the top 12 picks in the draft, and neither guy should be there.
I get it, man. Fields has been a debacle. So
Stroud benefited off him too.
Name the quarterbacks that had passing props under 120 recently. Think of the worst guys.
What was that one guy's name that started for Denver in the COVID years, Holden? He wasn't even a quarterback. He was like a wide receiver.
Oh, yeah. He started one game. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, that guy couldn't have been set over $180.
No, God, I can't. His name isn't coming to the top of my head.
I remember that game. He would throw the ball and it'd be nowhere near the receivers, and the Denver fans would be like, "You're all right, man. We know you're not a quarterback."
Yeah. I mean, Fields is the guy. Kyle Allen, when he had to start, I think Kyle Allen got absolutely nothing. Drew Lock is another guy that we like to go after. Who is the kid with the Malik Willis? Malik Willis is another guy that completely poops the bed when he plays. Like, this is historically low. There's got to be a way Fields gets the number to 120 if they're getting their butts kicked.
You would think so, but what's Tyrod's health in this game?
You think Tyrod might go? You know what, Tyrod? You're right. At some point in time, Aaron Glenn has to just say to himself, "This is not working with Justin Fields."
And at what point is it like, all right, we're just gonna put you on the bench? Like, we're gonna let this guy play. Like, this is so bad, you have to go out there and play. Yeah,
but for whatever reason, Aaron Glenn doesn't want to do that. You know, I should have learned my lesson last week. By the way, I'm seeing a 133.5.
Good God.
I think
Tyrod Taylor's on IR.
Oh, well, that got bet down 13 yards.
That's ridiculous.
That is
13 yards.
That's how bad he is. That's just how bad he is. And like, what are you doing?
The only guy I would take on that side for any kind of catches yards would be Mason Taylor.
Okay.
I wouldn't touch the receivers. I mean, Garrett Wilson's out. Donnie Mitchell's going to be running routes. Arian Smith.
Yep.
Couldn't even tell you who that is.
Yep. He doesn't know Arian Foster, I bet.
Yeah.
So funny you bring that up because Mason Taylor is my third and final pick. He's my guy today.
Perfect segue.
Listen, last week on that Thursday game, it was the Broncos and the Raiders. And I'm saying to myself, why the hell did I bet 1 over in this game? Why? I knew it was going to be a low-scoring game. Why did I bet an over? Might be asking myself the same thing, Tyler. Might be asking myself the same thing come Friday morning. But again, Mason Taylor is the de facto number 1 on this team now. It's amazing that this rookie, who nobody really knew about at the beginning of the season, is now their number 1. You'd think the Jets are playing catch-up. And there's one position where the Patriots have given up some yards, the receivers consistently, is that tight end position. So I posted this in the chat, the Nuke the Props chat, at 30.5 at minus 112 at DK. I think this is good. 35, 36. I really believe that. I think this line is just hung too low at this point. Let me go to the yards and make sure I see where it is now. If you're tailing this on Friday, 31.5 minus 15 at MGM and Hard Rock. Moved to 32.5 at a couple places, 31.5 at ESPN, 31.5 FanDuel and DraftKings. So, it went up 2 yards. It came back a yard. Again, I'm glad you brought up Mason Taylor because he could have a quarter of the passing yards for Justin Fields tonight, and that's going to get him over. Huh?
He could have half of them. He could catch 60 yards and have half the yards.
You're right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. So Mason Taylor is my play for tonight for Thursday Night Football. Anything else you were thinking of, or are we getting out of here?
No, I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing anything else that really interests me. I was looking for a CMC receiving prop. I don't see that out yet.
I thought they landed that at 55.5 this week.
I see his rushing props. I don't see his receiving props.
55.5 minus 114. They jacked it. I mean, he's been landing right around there. I don't think I can go there.
That'd probably be a stay away then.
Places like Prize Picks have 50.5. Fanatics has 40. I mean, are you kidding me? Fanatics has 40. You wonder why they limit bettors that bet more than $5 over there. But then I just found a good line. BetMGM 50.5 minus 10.
That's not bad.
I wish I had a proxy that could lay bets over at Fanatics for us. That line is 15 yards lower than it is at DraftKings and 10 everywhere else. What are they doing?
They just don't care.
They don't care. They want to nickel and dime you to death. They'll take the $10. They'll take enough of them because the number's good, and then they'll collect because.
Yep. And then they'll give you a jersey at the end of the day with your fan cash.
It's tough for anybody that's sharp to bet at Fanatics because they're going to ban you very quickly. And even if you're a bad bettor, you hit a couple bets right off the bat. Make sure you lose your first couple of bets.
Oh, you got to do.
So they'll let you keep doing it, and then you can go crush them on their bad numbers. Okay, buddy. Thursday Night Football, live broadcast, 8:10 Eastern time. Then we got Sunday, 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock slates, and Sunday Night Football. We will be live for all three all day, live betting. And then Monday Night Football as well. I'm looking forward. Week 11, buddy. We're only 2 weeks away from Thanksgiving, too. We got these Thanksgiving games coming up.
I know we're getting there. We got a Black Friday game.
Ooh, Black Friday. And anytime that ESPN and YouTube want to get their stuff together and stop screwing with people, that'd be great. I would love that. I had to drag my antenna all the way from my living room. I know it's a first world problem, but all the way up to the upstairs. It was a debacle. My wife's not happy. She's like, why is the cord everywhere? I'm going, because ESPN sucks. She's like, yeah, I had to spend $5 to watch The Golden Bachelor. Well, that's all right. I spent $5 to watch Kansas get their asses kicked by UNC. So we kind of know. We're kind of
your guy going first in the draft. I know this is off topic, but that kid
if he plays, he's on a freaking load management.
Kid looks like a stud, but that kid at BYU looks different.
I know he does, doesn't he?
Too big, too fast, and you shouldn't be able to move like that.
Oh boy, man, it'll be a good debate, but Peterson just has to play. He's been
best draft class in a while. Peterson, AJ, the Boozer twins at Duke, the kid at Illinois that's balling now. Like, there's a lot.
It's the best freshman class in a long, long time. But this is a football show. Nuke the props. Smash the like button on our way out. Don't forget, subscribe to the NTH Sports Picks YouTube channel. Tyler, always good to see you, buddy.
Yep,
we are out. That's right.